Manage the Identity and Access Provisioning Lifecycle. Welcome to this lesson on managing the Identity and Access Provisioning Lifecycle. Managing user identities and access rights throughout their lifecycle is crucial for maintaining security, compliance, and operational efficiency. Organizations must ensure that user accounts are created, modified, and deactivated based on business needs, security policies, and least privilege principles. In this lesson, we will explore key aspects of the identity lifecycle, including account provisioning and deprovisioning, access reviews, role transitions, privilege escalation, and service account management. Let's get started. The identity and access provisioning lifecycle refers to the process of managing user identities and their access rights from the moment they join an organization until they leave. This ensures that users have the appropriate level of access at every stage of their employment or engagement. Think of identity lifecycle management like managing a keycard system in a corporate building. New employees receive access badges, provisioning. Their access may be updated as they change roles, modification, and their badges must be deactivated when they leave the company, deprovisioning. For example, when a new IT administrator joins an organization, they receive access to essential systems. If they transfer to a different department, their access is adjusted. When they leave the company, all access must be revoked to prevent unauthorized use. Ensure proper onboarding, role updates, and offboarding to maintain security. Apply least privilege access to prevent unnecessary permissions. Automate identity lifecycle management to improve efficiency and compliance. Regular access reviews help organizations ensure that users have the appropriate level of access to systems, applications, and data. Over time, users may accumulate excessive permissions, increasing security risks. First, schedule periodic access reviews. Conducting quarterly or annual reviews helps identify users with unnecessary or excessive access rights. Second, verify user access with managers. Department heads should confirm that employees still need access to specific systems. Third, revoke unnecessary permissions. If a user no longer requires certain access rights, they should be removed immediately. For example, a finance team member who was temporarily given access to the payroll system for a project should have that access revoked once the project is completed. Perform quarterly or annual access reviews. Work with department managers to verify employee access needs. Revoke unnecessary permissions to enforce the least privilege principle. Provisioning is the process of creating user accounts and granting necessary access. Deprovisioning is the removal of accounts and access when a user no longer needs them. First, implement automated account provisioning. When a new employee joins, access should be assigned based on predefined roles, reducing manual errors. Second, enforce immediate deprovisioning upon termination. When employees leave, their access should be revoked immediately to prevent unauthorized access. Third, use a centralized identity management system to track user access across all systems. For example, an organization using Identity and Access Management (IAM) solutions like Okta or Microsoft Entra ID can automate provisioning and deprovisioning to ensure security and efficiency. Automate user provisioning to assign access based on roles. Immediately revoke access when employees leave. Use centralized identity management for better visibility. When employees change roles, their access permissions must be updated to reflect their new responsibilities. Failing to adjust permissions can lead to privilege creep, where users retain access to old systems they no longer need. First, define access roles clearly. Each job role should have predefined access rights based on business needs. Second, update access during role transitions. When an employee moves to a new department, revoke old access before granting new permissions. Third, verify access changes with managers. Supervisors should confirm whether the employee requires additional access before granting permissions. For example, if a customer support agent is promoted to a supervisor role, they should gain access to managerial tools but lose access to lower-level support systems. Clearly define access permissions for each role. Update access rights whenever employees change roles. Verify role changes with managers before granting additional access. Privilege escalation occurs when users gain unauthorized high-level access to systems. Properly managing administrative privileges is critical to preventing insider threats and external attacks. First, use just-in-time JIT access. Instead of granting permanent administrator privileges, temporarily elevate access only when needed. Second, audit the use of privileged accounts. Logs should track all actions performed by administrators to detect potential misuse. Third, limit root or domain admin access. Only a few trusted personnel should have full administrative control over systems. For example, a database administrator needing temporary root access to perform system maintenance should receive JIT privileges that automatically expire after the task is completed. Use just-in-time JIT access for administrative privileges. Monitor and audit privileged account activities. Limit the number of users with root or domain admin rights. Service accounts and API credentials are used by applications and automated processes to interact with systems. These accounts must be secured to prevent exploitation by attackers. First, disable interactive logins for service accounts. These accounts should only be used by applications, not humans. Second, rotate API keys regularly. Changing service account credentials reduces the risk of compromise. Third, apply the least privilege principle. Service accounts should only have access to what they need, nothing more. For example, an API key used by a cloud application should only have permissions for retrieving data, not modifying or deleting records. Disable interactive logins for service accounts. Regularly rotate API credentials to reduce security risks. Apply the least privilege principle to service accounts. Now let's summarize what we've learned about managing the identity and access provisioning lifecycle. Identity lifecycle management ensures users have appropriate access from onboarding to offboarding. Regular access reviews prevent privilege creep and unauthorized access. Provisioning and deprovisioning should be automated for security and efficiency. Managing role transitions ensures users only have permissions relevant to their current job. Privilege escalation controls, such as JIT access and auditing, prevent misuse of administrative privileges. Service accounts and API credentials must be secured with least privilege access and regular rotation. By implementing these best practices, organizations can improve security, reduce insider threats, and ensure compliance with identity management policies. This concludes our module on managing the identity and access provisioning lifecycle.